Hi students, let us see the fourth problem given at the page number 83. The question is, if 1 plus z by 1 minus z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta, then show that z is equal to I tan theta. Now here, for proving this one, let us recall the inverse form, that is e power I theta can be written as cos theta plus I sin theta. Now based on it we have one result, e power I n theta is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, we can say. E power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Then e power I n theta is equal to, instead of theta we have n theta. Therefore replace theta as n theta. Based on this property we can easily prove this result. See here, given 1 plus z by 1 minus z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Now the right hand side, based on this is n theta. Instead of n we have 2. Therefore this can be written as e power I 2 theta. E power I 2 theta. Now this can be written as e power I theta into e power I theta. Okay, so multiplying, if the bases are equal, we can add their powers. Now after this we can rewrite this as e power I theta by e power minus I theta. You are bringing this down. Okay. Now e power I theta is this one, means e power minus I theta is nothing but cos theta minus I sin theta. If it is plus theta means you can write this one, minus theta means you can write like this. Based on that we are going to rewrite this as e power I theta can be written as cos theta plus I sin theta. This can be written as cos theta minus I sin theta. Okay, after this, see we have to make this first term as 1. Therefore, here cos theta means you divide both numerator and denominator by cos theta. Divide numerator and denominator by cos theta on RHS, that is dividing numerator and denominator by cos theta. Divide numerator and denominator by cos theta, you can see. Okay. Yes, if you divide like this you will be getting cos theta by cos theta 1. Then plus I into sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta, divided by cos theta by cos theta equal to 1 minus I into sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta. Now what is LHS? 1 plus z by 1 minus z. See 1 plus z by 1 minus z. Therefore in the place of z what we have? I tan theta. Hence the result that we have to prove z is equal to I tan theta. Okay. Number 5, given to page 83, if cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma equal to sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0, then show that first result cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma is equal to 3 times cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Similarly, instead of cos here we have sin, that's all. Okay. Now for proving this result we need an identity, that is we know that if a plus b plus c equal to 0, then we can say that a cube plus b cube plus c cube equal to 3abc. This is a known result in algebra. This is an algebraic identity we can say. Now here, for proving this a plus b plus c equal to 0, we are going to consider everything is given in terms of what cos alpha and sin alpha. Therefore, we can bring this polar form. Let A is equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha. Then you write B is equal to cos beta plus I sin beta. Then you write C. Let C equal to cos gamma plus I sin gamma. Okay. Now if sum of these three equal to 0 means we can use this identity. Therefore we are finding all these things adding we can get A plus B plus C. While adding the complex numbers, we can add real part together and the imaginary part together. Therefore, we can add all these real parts together. Then we can write cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma. Then after that, here write all the imaginary parts. See, I is common. Therefore, you can take I commonly outside. I into, you can write sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma. Now see here, it is given that cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma and the sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma both are equal to 0. Therefore, this part, real part is also 0 and plus imaginary part is also 0, means you can say it is equal to 0. Now we have proved A plus B plus C equal to 0. Therefore, we can use this identity. Therefore, we can say this A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. Therefore, we can say A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3 times ABC we can write. Now here A means what? Cos alpha plus I sin alpha. Just you can write cos alpha plus I sin alpha the whole cube plus cos beta plus I sin beta the whole cube plus cos gamma plus I sin gamma the whole cube equal to 3 times ABC. Equal to 3 times ABC means just you can write equal to 3 times A means cos alpha plus I sin alpha into cos beta plus I sin beta into cos gamma plus I sin gamma we can write. See, this is left hand side and this is right hand side. In the left hand side we can write this as cos alpha plus I sin alpha whole cube as this 3 can be brought inside. Therefore, this can be written as cos 3 alpha plus I sin 3 alpha plus I sin 3 alpha plus here also you can bring this inside. You can write cos 3 beta plus I sin 3 beta plus this one cos 3 gamma plus I sin 3 gamma which is equal to, see 3 is here. While multiplying the complex numbers in polar form, we can add their arguments. Therefore, here we can write cos of arguments are alpha, beta, gamma. Therefore, alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma. That we can write. Okay, now left hand side. See here we can add all these real parts cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Then sin alpha, sin beta, sin gamma we can add. This you can write therefore you can write cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma. These are all real parts plus I into sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is equal to equal to 3 times cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I into 3 times sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now after this, now left hand side is also in rectangular form, right hand side is also in rectangular form. Therefore you can equate corresponding parts. Equating corresponding real and imaginary parts, we get the real part is cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma, which is equal to, left hand side this is real part, right hand side this is real part, that is you can write 3 times cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now imaginary part, sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is equal to, the imaginary part is 3 times sin of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now the first one is nothing but the first subdivision, the second result is nothing but the second subdivision. This is nothing but result number 1. This is nothing but result number 2. We have to prove. Therefore, we have proved these things. That's all. Next we will see. Yes, now this is problem 6 given the page number 83. If z is equal to x plus iy and argument of z minus I by z plus 2 equal to pi by 4, then we have to show that the locus of z is x square plus y square plus 3x minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0. Now let us prove this one. First, given z is equal to x plus iy, z is equal to x plus iy, and also argument of this z minus I by z plus 2 equal to pi by 4 means how do you find the argument of z? Nothing but a tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Therefore, first we can bring this z minus I by z plus 2 into the standard form. Then we can write easily the argument. Therefore, first consider z minus I by z plus 2. Now here z is nothing but x plus iy. You can write x plus iy minus I by x plus iy plus 2. Now here you rearrange the real part and the imaginary part, both numerator and denominator. See here, this x you can write plus I can be taken outside, you can write y minus 1. The denominator, these two are real parts, you can write x plus 2 plus I y. Now the numerator is in rectangular form, denominator also is in rectangular form. Therefore, if we want to write this totally this into rectangular form means we should not have I in the denominator. Therefore, this can be removed by multiplying and dividing the conjugate of the denominator. Therefore, you can write into x plus 2 minus iy. It is the conjugate of the denominator by again x plus 2 minus iy. Now, you have to multiply the numerator. See, while multiplying the numerator, you multiply x into x plus 2, x into x plus 2, then plus into minus, minus I into xy, I into xy, then you can take this one, plus I into y minus 1 into x plus 2, then plus into minus, minus I square into y minus 1 into y minus 1 into y. Okay, you can multiply numerator, then denominator. This is z into z part means is nothing but always real part square plus imaginary part square. Real part is x plus 2 the whole square plus imaginary part is y square we can write. Okay. Now after that we can rearrange the real part and the imaginary part of the numerator. The real part x into x plus 2. Then here I square is minus 1, minus a plus 1. Then plus y into y minus 1. These two are real parts. Then these two are imaginary parts. It means you can take I commonly outside. Then I will positive term first. Just you can write x plus 2 into y minus 1. Then minus xy by x plus 2 whole square plus y square we can say. Okay. Now after that the real part is x into x plus 2 plus y into y minus 1 by x plus 2 whole square plus y square is real part, and if you consider this one, this is a imaginary part. Therefore, after writing this into the standard form, z minus I by z plus 2 equal to this one, and also given argument of z minus I by z plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. Argument of any constant but tan inverse of imaginary part by real part, which is equal to pi by 4. Now you can take this tan inverse to the right hand side, then you can get imaginary part by real part is equal to tan pi by 4 you can write. Okay. Now here you can write imaginary part by real part is equal to tan pi by 4 is something but 1. From this we can say, if you take this one right, you can say real part is equal to imaginary part. This implies we can say real part is equal to imaginary part. Okay, therefore based on this condition we have to equate real part and imaginary part of this complex number z minus I by z plus 2. Therefore, we can part of this one is this one, x into x plus 2 plus y into y minus 1 by x plus 2 the whole square plus y square, which is a real part. This will be equal to the imaginary part. Imaginary part is x plus 2 into y minus 1 and minus xy by x plus 2 the whole square plus y square. Now these two can be cancelled, or if you take this one to the right hand side, these two will be getting cancelled. Now after that just you remove these brackets. X into x plus 2 means you can write x square plus 2x. I can remove this one plus y square minus y, which is equal to, you multiply these two things, x into y, xy, then minus x, then plus 2y, then minus 2, then minus xy. See here right hand side plus xy and minus xy getting cancelled. Then you rewrite everything by bringing to the left hand side. You can write x square is here plus y square. Then you can write x term here 2x, this minus x. It comes this side, it becomes 3x. Then minus y, then plus 2y comes this side, it becomes minus 3y. Then the minus 2 becomes plus 2 equal to 0. Now this is the required result we need to prove. See that one, those two are equal. Go to the previous problem. This example 2.27. If z is equal to x plus iy and argument of z minus 1 by z plus 1 is equal to pi by 2, then show that x square plus y square is equal to 1. Okay, for that again, see, given z is equal to x plus iy, then you want to find this argument means first of all you should bring this one into rectangular form. Therefore, you can write z minus 1 by z plus 1 is equal to, z is x plus iy minus 1 by x plus iy plus 1. Again you rearrange both numerator and denominator into rectangular form. These two are real parts. You can write x minus 1 plus iy. Denominator again x plus 1 plus iy. Now this is denominator. Now again this can be multiplied and divided by the conjugate of the denominator. Therefore into, you can write x plus 1 minus iy by x plus 1 minus iy. Then by like the previous problem, you try to multiply x minus 1 into x plus 1, x minus 1 into x plus 1, then minus I into y into x minus 1, product of these two. Then take this one and multiply with these two, plus I into y into x plus 1, then minus I square y square, minus I square y square divided by z into z bar means real part square plus imaginary part square, that you can write x plus 1 the whole square plus y square. Then after that again you can rewrite this as, try to collect all the real parts together. See, x minus 1 into x plus 1, then this is plus y square, this is plus y square. Then here you get I symbol, therefore you can take I commonly outside. Then write first positive term, that is x plus 1 into y. Then here minus x minus 1 into y by x plus 1 the whole square plus y square we can write. Now here the real part is, this one is the real part and this one is the imaginary part. This is real part and this is imaginary part. And also again here given argument of z minus 1 by z plus 1, which is equal to pi by 2. Argument of any complex number is nothing but tan inverse of imaginary part by real part, which is equal to here pi by 2. This tan inverse can be taken to the right hand side, that is imaginary part by real part is equal to tan pi by 2. Tan pi by 2, that is imaginary part by real part is equal to tan pi by 2 is what? Indeterminate. Is indeterminate. Indeterminate, this fraction gives the result indeterminate, means denominator must be 0. This implies this real part must be equal to 0. Then only whatever be the imaginary part, you will be getting indeterminate form. Therefore, here you can write part equal to 0. This is a real part, that is x minus 1 into x plus 1 plus y square by x plus 1 the whole square plus y square equal to 0, means if this goes that side, that also becomes 0. This x plus 1 into x minus 1 can be written as x square minus 1 a plus b into a minus b plus y square, which is equal to, if this goes that side, becomes 0. Therefore, we can rearrange this as x square plus y square is equal to 1, which is the required result. Okay. Likewise, we can prove the example sums. In the next class, we will go for another important concept called De Moivre's theorem. Okay, children, thank you.